Unleashing the Power of Email Marketing, the Case for Ethical Spam. Good evening. Thank you for taking the time to join me today. I'm excited to present to you a revolutionary approach to marketing that has the potential to transform our business. Today, we'll delve into the world of email marketing, specifically focusing on the controversial topic of spam. Before we dive into the details, let's clarify what we mean by spam. In the context of email marketing, spam refers to unsolicited or unwanted electronic messages, typically sent in bulk, often for commercial purposes. These messages can include emails, text messages, social media posts, and comments on websites. Spamming can be done for various reasons, such as advertising products or services, spreading malware, phishing for personal information, or promoting fraudulent schemes. Spamming is generally considered unethical and can be illegal in many jurisdictions, particularly when it violates anti-spam laws or regulations. Measures such as spam filters and anti-spam laws are implemented to combat spam and protect users from its negative effects, including wasted time, privacy violations, and security risks. The CAN-SPAM Act. The CAN-SPAM Act, enacted in 2003, is a United States law that sets the rules for commercial email and establishes requirements for commercial messages, gives recipients the right to have businesses stop emailing them, and spells out tough penalties for violations. Key provisions and legal requirements of the CAN-SPAM Act include prohibition of deceptive practice, which prohibits sending commercial emails with false or misleading header information. This includes deceptive subject lines, sender names, and reply to addresses. Clear identification as an advertisement. The law requires commercial emails to be clearly identified as advertisements. This means including a clear and conspicuous notice that the email is an advertisement, along with a valid physical postal address of the sender. Opt-out mechanism. Senders must provide recipients with a clear and easy way to opt out of receiving future emails. This usually takes the form of an unsubscribe link that allows recipients to opt out from receiving further emails from the sender. Once an opt-out request is received, the sender must honor it within 10 business days. Prompt processing of opt-out requests. Senders must process opt-out requests promptly and cannot charge a fee. They cannot require recipients to provide any personally identifying information beyond an email address or make recipients take any step other than sending a reply email or visiting a single web page to opt out. The responsibility for third-party email marketers. Companies that hire third-party email marketers to promote their products or services are still responsible for ensuring that those marketers comply with the CAN-SPAM Act. And penalties for violations. Violations of the CAN-SPAM Act can result in significant penalties, including fines of up to $43,280 per email sent in violation of the law. Under the CAN-SPAM Act, senders must adhere to several key requirements. Overall, the CAN-SPAM Act aims to promote transparency and accountability in commercial email communications and to protect consumers from deceptive and unwanted email messages. The First Amendment consideration. The issue of whether spam should be protected by the First Amendment or freedom of speech is complex and subject to debate. While freedom of speech is a fundamental right in many democratic societies, including the United States, it is not an absolute right and is subject to limitations, and it does not grant individuals the right to intrude on others' privacy or engage in deceptive practices. Proponents of protecting spam under free speech argue there is an expression of ideas. Some argue that spam emails, like other forms of communication, represent the expression of ideas and should therefore be protected as free speech. They contend that restricting spam would amount to censorship and infringe upon individuals' rights to express themselves. Commercial speech. Spam emails often contain commercial messages promoting products or services. Commercial speech, while subject to regulation, is still protected under the First Amendment. Proponents argue that even though spam may be unwanted or annoying, it still constitutes commercial speech and should be protected accordingly. Overbroad restrictions. Critics of anti-spam regulations argue that they may be overly broad and could potentially restrict legitimate forms of commercial speech. They believe that efforts to combat spam should focus on targeted enforcement against fraudulent or deceptive practices rather than blanket restrictions on all commercial email. However, opponents of protecting spam under the First Amendment raise several counterarguments. The invasion of privacy. Spam emails invade individuals' privacy by inundating their inboxes with unwanted and often irrelevant messages. The invasion of privacy outweighs the minimal value of the speech contained in spam emails. Economic harm. Spam imposes significant economic risks on businesses and consumers, included wasting time and resources spent filtering and deleting spam, as well as the potential for fraud and identity theft. Protecting spam under the guise of free speech could perpetuate these economic harms. Regulatory interests. Governments have a legitimate interest in protecting consumers from deceptive and fraudulent practices, as well as maintaining the integrity of communication networks. Anti-spam regulations are a necessary tool for safeguarding these interests and do not necessarily infringe upon legitimate free speech rights. In summary, while the issue of whether spam should be protected by the First Amendment is contentious, many argue that the harms caused by spam outweighs its minimal expressive value and justify regulatory measures to combat it. Criminal liability. Yes, criminal liability can be appropriate for spam in certain circumstances, particularly when spamming involves fraudulent or malicious activities that violate laws beyond those governing unsolicited commercial communication. Here are some situations where criminal liability for spam may be considered appropriate. Fraudulent practices. If spamming involves deceptive or fraudulent practices, such as false advertising, deceptive claims, or phishing scams aimed at defrauding recipients, it may constitute criminal activity. Perpetrators may face charges for fraud, identity theft, or other related offenses. Violation of anti-spam laws. Many jurisdictions have laws specifically targeting spam, such as the CAN-SPAM Act in the United States. Violations of these laws, such as sending commercial emails with false or misleading information, failure to provide opt-out mechanisms, or harvesting email addresses unlawfully, can result in criminal penalties. Malware distribution. Some forms of spam involve the distribution of malware, such as viruses, worms, or ransomware, through email attachments or links. This can lead to significant harm, including financial losses, data breaches, and disruption of computer systems. Perpetrators of such activities may face criminal charges for computer crimes, hacking, or cyber terrorism. The violation of privacy laws. Spamming activities that involve the unauthorized collection, use, or disclosure of personal information may also violate privacy laws. Criminal liability may arise if spamming activities result in the unlawful access to or misuse of individuals' personal data. Harassment or stalking. In cases where spamming crosses the line into harassment, cyberstalking, or online abuse, criminal liability may be appropriate. This can include sending threatening, intimidating, or obscene messages, as well as engaging in persistent and unwanted communication with the intent to cause harm or distress. Overall, while civil remedies such as fines and injunctions are often used to address spamming activities, criminal liability may be warranted in cases involving serious harm, deception, or malicious intent. Prosecuting individuals or organizations responsible for such activities can serve as a deterrent and help protect individuals, businesses, and the integrity of online communication systems. Now that we've explored the legal and ethical considerations surrounding spam, let's discuss how we can leverage email marketing in a responsible and profitable manner. A legal, ethical, and profitable marketing strategy prioritizes compliance with laws and regulations, respects ethical principles, and focuses on delivering value to customers while achieving business objectives. Here's what a strategy might look like: compliance with laws and regulations. Ensure that all marketing activities comply with relevant laws and regulations, including consumer protection laws, privacy regulations, anti-spam laws, and advertising standards set by regulatory bodies. Transparency and honesty. Avoid deception or misleading practices and ensure that marketing messages accurately represent products or services, including features, benefits, and limitations. Respect for consumer privacy. Obtain explicit consent for data collection and processing, providing clear and accessible privacy policies, and safeguarding personal information from the unauthorized access or misuse. Allow consumers to opt out of marketing communications and respect their preferences regarding data use. Targeted and relevant messaging. Use data analytics and segmentation techniques to better understand your audience and personalize marketing content accordingly. Value-driven content. Focus on addressing their pain points, solving their problems, and delivering meaningful benefits. Avoid overly promotional or sales-oriented content that lacks substance. Building trust and credibility. Consistently deliver on your promises, providing excellent customer service, and soliciting feedback to improve your products or services. Encourage customer reviews and testimonials to showcase positive experiences and build social proof. Social responsibility and sustainability. Embrace social responsibility and sustainability practices by highlighting your commitment to environmental, social, and ethical causes, and showcase initiatives that contribute to the greater good. Engage in cause marketing campaigns that align with your brand values and resonate with your audience. Measurement and optimization. Continuously monitor and measure the performance of your marketing campaigns against key performance indicators such as return on investment, customer acquisition cost, and customer lifetime value. Use data-driven insights to optimize your marketing strategy and improve results over time. By implementing a marketing strategy that prioritizes legal compliance, ethical principles, and customer value, businesses can build long term relationships with their audience, foster brand loyalty, and drive sustainable growth and profitability. Email spam, a marketing plan. While email spam may have a negative reputation in the marketing world, it can actually be an effective strategy for promoting Flipside's brand. And here is a persuasive argument outlining why. There's a wide reach. Email spam allows Flipside to reach a large audience quickly and inexpensively. By sending out mass emails to purchased or harvested email lists, Flipside can introduce their music to thousands of potential fans in a matter of minutes. Brand exposure. With email spam, Flipside can ensure that their brand name and music are seen by a wide range of people, including those who may not otherwise have come across their music. This increased exposure can help build brand recognition and awareness, ultimately leading to more fans and followers. Direct communication. Email spam provides Flipside with a direct channel of communication to potential fans. Unlike social media or traditional advertising, where messages can get lost in the noise, email allows Flipside to deliver messages directly to individuals' inboxes where it's more likely to be seen and engaged with. Targeted messaging. While traditional email spam often involves sending unsolicited emails to random recipients, Flipside can take a more targeted approach by purchasing email lists that cater to their specific demographic. This allows them to tailor their messaging to the interests and preferences of their target audience, increasing the likelihood of engagement. It's cost effective. With minimal upfront costs, Flipside can send thousands of emails and potentially see a significant return on investment in terms of new fans, concert attendees, and sales. There are trackable results. By monitoring metrics such as open rates, click-through rates, and conversions, Flipside can gain valuable insights into which messages resonate with their audience and adjust their strategy accordingly. And the supplemental strategy. While email spam should not be the sole marketing strategy for Flipside, it can serve as a supplemental tactic to complement their other promotional efforts. By integrating email spam with social media marketing, live performances, and other initiatives, Flipside can create a comprehensive marketing strategy that maximizes their reach and impact. Email spam can be an effective marketing strategy for Flipside's band promotion when used strategically and responsibly. By leveraging its wide reach, direct communication, and cost effectiveness, Flipside can introduce their music to a broader audience, build brand awareness, and ultimately drive growth and success for their band. In conclusion, while spam has earned a notorious reputation, it's possible to harness the power of email marketing ethically and effectively. By adhering to legal requirements, respecting recipients' preferences, and delivering value-added content, we can maximize the potential of this powerful marketing tool. Thank you once again for your time and attention. I welcome any questions or comments you may have, and I look forward to discussing how we can implement these strategies to propel our business forward. Thank you.